The chamber still trembled with the dying rhythm of the ninth pulse. The air quivered, thick like liquid breath, vibrating against Clara's skin. She stood frozen, unable to tell where her body ended and the shifting walls began. They mirrored her heartbeat, too perfectly, almost mockingly, each pulse echoing back at her a half-second too late, like a delayed reflection. That delay frightened her more than anything. It meant something else was beating with her. Something trying to sink. Something trying to become her. Harrow, or the shape that used to be Harrow, stood in the center of the dissolving chamber. His new form flickered like a candle inside an hourglass-shaped cocoon of shimmering tissue. Flesh, light, and memory twisted around him in slow spirals, building and unbuilding his body over and over, as if searching for the correct version. Clara took a step toward him, though she didn't remember telling her legs to move. Her thoughts felt hazy, like they were drifting through someone else's skull before reaching her. "Harrow," she whispered. The figure lifted its head. Its eyes were Harrow's, but the rest of its face was unfinished. Layers of muscle slid like silk under translucent skin. Veins rearranged themselves like threads in a loom. Each second he looked different, older, younger, melted, carved, radiant. His mouth opened and closed silently as a relearning how to shape human sound. "Clara," the voice finally came, broken, layered, as if three people spoke in unison. Her breath caught. He remembered her. But at what cost? The chamber lights dimmed and flared again. No, not lights. Pulses. Heartbeats. Every jar along the wall, though shattered, seemed to throb faintly, as if fragments of the hearts inside still refused to die. That was when she heard it. A whisper behind her. She spun, but no one was there. Only the rippling black stone, soft and breathing like a sleeping animal. Then, "Clara," a whisper again, this time inside her skull. Her own voice. She pressed a shaking hand to her ear, as if she could push the sound out. But the whisper wasn't leaving. It was growing, echoing, folding itself over her thoughts. "Clara, you're late. We've been waiting." Her knees weakened. "Wait. We." Harrow stepped closer, but each movement warped the air around him, as a reality stretched to accommodate his new shape. His body flickered. Human, not human. Both, neither. He reached his hand toward her. It looked like Harrow's hand. Until it wasn't. The fingers lengthened, splitting into two, then rejoining, then smoothing into something almost elegant, almost luminous. "Come closer," he said. The laid voice made her stomach churn. "Tell me what's happening. What did the chamber do to you, to us?" Harrow blinked, and something like sadness flickered across his incomplete features. "It didn't do this," he whispered. "It remembered this." The word struck her like ice. "What do you mean remembered?" "The ninth pulse isn't the beginning of life," he said softly. "It's a memory of it. The memory of every life that ever existed. Every heartbeat. Every failure. Every possibility." He stepped closer. "You were always part of it. Clara, you just didn't know." She stumbled back. No, that's not. I'm not part of anything. I'm me." The whisper returned, louder now. "Are you sure?" Her chest tightened. She felt her heart beating, but the rhythm was wrong. Too slow, too heavy. Not her heartbeat at all. Someone else's. Something else's. Harrow raised a shimmering hand to her cheek. "You feel it now, don't you? The memories that aren't yours." Her breath shook. She did feel it. A child's laughter. A knife's edge. Rain on a city she'd never visited. The moment an ancient creature first opened its eye beneath stone. The scream of a dying world made of glass. Memories flooded her in waves, so vivid they scraped her mind raw. "Stop," she gasped. "Stop. These aren't mine." "They are," Harrow whispered. "They were simply waiting for you to remember." Her legs gave out, and she sank to her knees, gripping the warm stone floor that felt disturbingly like flesh. "What am I?" she whispered. Harrow's expression shifted. Regret, awe, fear, all at once. "You're the one who opens the door," he said, "and the one who closes it. The pulse chose you long before either of us was born." Her body trembled. The whispers in her mind were no longer whispers. They were a chorus. "We saw through your eyes. We shaped your dreams. We led you here. You belong to the door. You are the ninth pulse. She gripped her temples. No, no, stop. Reality bent. The chamber melted into a tunnel of flesh and stone. The floor rippled beneath her like skin over a giant's ribcage. Her vision doubled, tripled. In one version of reality, Harrow knelt beside her. In another, he stood silently watching. In a third, he was nothing but light. In a fourth, he wasn't there at all. Each version of him stared back at her simultaneously. Each version whispered, "Remember." Her scream ripped through the chamber, but no sound came out, only silence. And inside that silence, another heartbeat arose, louder, stronger, too strong. She felt it pushing inside her chest, trying to replace her own, trying to rewrite her. She clawed at her skin, desperate to feel something real. Her fingers dug into her arms and sank deeper than they should have. Her flesh moved like warm wax. She froze in horror. Her body was changing, softening, becoming luminous, like Harrow's. "No," she whispered. "No, please, stop." Harrow, if it was still Harrow, wrapped his arms around her, holding her against his shifting chest. "It's okay," he whispered. "You're not losing yourself." She convulsed. "Yes, I am. You're becoming what you were meant to be." The chamber darkened. The walls closed in, slow, deliberate, like the ribs of a giant creature breathing her in. Then something behind her moved. Something huge. Something awake. Clara's head snapped up and she felt it. The ninth door opened a fraction. Not physically. Inside her, reality split along her spine and she saw, for the briefest moment, a massive shape slithering behind the veil of existence, a being made of heartbeats and memory and unformed flesh. It pressed its face to her consciousness and spoke, "Clara, we are not done remembering you." Her scream finally tore free. When she opened her eyes, her face was wet with tears she didn't remember shedding. Harrow held her tighter, but he wasn't comforting her. He was restraining her. The chamber pulsed one last time. Then, silence. A silence that felt like a giant inhaling, waiting, hungry. And Clara, half-formed, half-remembered, half-human, realized the terrifying truth. The ninth door wasn't opening. She was, and whatever waited on the other side, wanted out.